man about 17 years old ran away from home and decided to come back, and his mother told him he was going to go to jail, that the police was looking for him and she had to hide him to save him. But she really had other intentions on her mind to do evil to her son for no reason, wanting him to play house or whatever. And we're going to try to keep it PG. We're not going to go into graphic details, but she abused her son in many ways by kidnapping him, making him lie he was the nephew, not the son, and so on for 8 years. That's a long time to have to endure such horrific torture. That's what it was. She tortured her son. For what reason? Sound like no, because he ran away. Or was she torturing him before he ran away? We don't know. I don't know, but what I do know is she tortured him. And he said it, he reported it to an individual that helped him get the story out, Quanell X. So Janie Santana, a Houston mother, told reporters last weekend that her son had been found outside a church just 8 miles from their home after disappearing while walking their dog as a teenager in March of 2015. This man been gone since 2015. I think he's 25 now, so that's a long time to kidnap your child and force him to do unthinkable things. She had said that her son was kidnapped and taken to Mexico before he found his way home to Houston, a journey that could be anywhere from 350 to 1,700 miles. So she had an elaborate story, I guess about maybe they was from Mexico and people believed it. People travel back and forth from their countries all the time, but this is clearly was not what was happening. This woman had the child in her care the whole time. Torture care. It wasn't a real care. It was the evil care. The story was widely reported as a miracle. Wow, he showed up 8 years later. Usually if you're gone that long, you're probably not living anymore. But this was supposed to be a miracle. With Santana, the mother was peppering in details about her son's traumatic past, history of depression and recovery, and adding on Monday he was receiving the care he needs to overcome his trauma. But at this time he is nonverbal and not able to communicate with anyone. So he was traumatized. This young man has a long way to go, and we are fundraising for him on different platforms. And on here we have a PayPal button on this page too. We are a non-profit organization, and we help out people during tragedies. We support them, and 100% of the donations we receive will go to Rudy Farias. We won't keep any. We're a non-profit organization, 5013C. Receive that through the IRS. And if you donate through our YouTube channel, 100% of your donation will go to the event of your choice. PayPal charges a small fee of 2.89% plus 49 cents per transaction. When you donate, there is a section to write a note. Please let us know your donation intentions. Donations over $250, we'll receive a letter letting you know you can write it off. So the letter is good when you get ready to file your taxes. So people that would like to donate a lot more, you can write it off if you pass that threshold. But anyway, this was a tragedy. this young man would be scarred for life. For life. Can you imagine your own mother, abusing you, slaving you, drugging you, beating you, and other things that we're not going to even speak of, but you probably read it in the news what all she did. We're just not going to, YouTube has certain things they don't like to promote, so we're not going to, speak on this young man's misfortunes, but it's enough that we can speak on and let you know that it was a horrible situation. So his neighbors spoke with the news channel, and he had been living with his mother for years and spending time with others in the neighborhood. And that's something now. He was still in the neighborhood. He was hiding in plain sight because the mother lied. She lied that was a nephew or something. So this would she had got away with it so long. I guess they didn't know the son from the. I don't know if she kept him in the house so long. I don't know if the kids didn't know or they did know. She was conniving. She was slick. If he was missing and the neighbors' sons was playing with him, then evidently she was cunning. So Farias had actually been held captive by his mother while she abused and lied to him, including claims she forced her son to do unspeakable things with her without his permission, and would often lock him in a room and gave him hallucination drugs, mushrooms and more. So she was drugging him to either make him think he was crazy or to keep him high so he wouldn't tell or run away. Or if you become addicted to drugs, people will do anything for drugs, and maybe she was giving him the drugs as a form of control if he liked the drugs. So she was giving him drugs. This is a sad story, because she said he went missing while walking his dog in 2015, but all the time she had him trapped. She had him trapped mentally and physically. This is a very evil mother. I can't imagine growing up in a house with a mother like this. This is one of the worst tragedies. This woman should have never been a mother. I should have put her son probably up for anything. Let one of the relatives take him or something, because she was totally insane the way that she treated him. So, but when he came back 2 days later, his mother told him he had to hide. So she fooled him, and that he would get in trouble with police for running away. She lied, she fooled him, she tricked him, she took his immaturity and his no knowledge of how the law works, and she used it against him as if she was helping him, but she was really helping herself. She was treating him as a slave to her satisfaction. That's just one of the lowest things you could do to a child. And so in claiming that Farias' mother let him visit neighbors under the assumed name of Dolph, short for Randolph, and thought people would forget about the case of her missing son. Houston police said Wednesday they've launched an investigation into the Farias case, but added in a statement that detectives are unable to discuss specifics, so they're trying to get more information before they probably arrest her, because she's going to jail. I believe she's still free, but I think they dropped some fictitious name charges, but a lot of times when they have a bigger charge, they don't want to waste their time with the smaller charges, because she's surely about to be charged, and she'll get a large, quite a bit of time, probably But over 8 years, she probably get 50 years or 40 years or something. May get a life sentence if she decide to go to trial. Because no juror. And if the boy testifies, she would definitely get a life sentence. But hopefully she'll just take the time to save him more torture. Because what anybody would want to get on the stand in full of a courtroom full of people and testify against your mother about the brutality and the abuses and slavery and everything that she put him through for 8 years. That would probably have the jurors crying and the judge crying and the prosecutors crying. And when everybody start crying like that, you probably never get out of jail, because that's just too much for any human being to fathom that a mother would do to a child. But anyway, that is a mad woman. But many, they know 875,000, that's how many children per year are either abducted or kidnapped by a relative, according to researchers with the Crimes Against Children Research Center at the University of New Hampshire. Almost 1 million kids come up missing or kidnapped a year. That's a whole lot of kids, so a lot of times, they run away. Sometimes they're kidnapped, put into sex trafficking, or they just, somebody, kill them or something. But luckily he's alive, but he's mentally damaged in New Hampshire. That's the University of New Hampshire. Parents were the perpetrators in more than 90% of the kidnappers. So 90% of the time, I guess either the mother or the father are the ones that's doing the kidnapping. Maybe one of them don't want to see the other one, but this one here is more than just a parental battle. This is a battle for custody. It was a woman that wasn't battling for custody, but was battling for her own justifications, preferences, what pleased her, and that was really a very evil thing to do. With women or female relatives responsible for 60% of all familiar kidnappings. The Texas Center of Missing says 47,679 missing people were reported in Texas last year. So almost 50,000 people came up missing in Texas. That's a lot of missing people. Like, how can you, it's hard to find 50,000 people, with so many crimes happening. And a lot of times, when kids come up missing, they don't go right away and look for them. They figure they're going to show back up, but it's not always the case. I think they should look for them right away, but and I think that's got to do with resources, maybe, and a lot of people go missing and show back up. I've known some kids missing, and they was right around the corner at the store mad about school or their mom or something like that. They didn't get a toy, or they didn't get some new tennis, or they didn't get, they didn't get what they wanted for their birthday. They run over to a friend's house. So I guess that's kind of like the loop in this missing stories. These kids do run off and don't be in harm's way, and then they, resources are wasted. But maybe we need more resources. I don't know. But hopefully nobody else, child or mother put the child or father put a child through this type of mental and physical abuse. The Houston Police Department released more details in the disappearance of Rudy Farias Thursday morning during a news conference. The news conference was held after questions remained unanswered as investigators work to piece together what and where Rudy Farias has been in the past 8 years. He had been right there with his mama being tortured. That's where he had been. And that's sad. It's a sad story. And we're fundraising for him to try to help him, because he's going to need some therapy long term. He's going to need some, probably some help, some type of structured environment help with his learning abilities, because for 8 years he definitely hadn't been in school if she was hiding him in a closet. So he would need a tutor. He would need he's gonna need some support. He's gonna need a lot of support, and money alone is not going to stabilize him, but it can help support him, help support with the people that are taking care of him, looking after him, his family members. But he's traumatized. I can't imagine and being embarrassed with the stigma of what his mother did to him, and people knowing about it, and it being all over the news, and his friends know now, and it's just a horrific situation for somebody to have to go through life with this, pack this around on their back, on their shoulders, that what your mom did to you. I don't know if you could change his name, something. He's probably have to change his city, change his name here, almost like people go into informants go in and with the FBI, and they change their identity. So he probably, I don't know if that would help him, but that's something that maybe they want to consider due to the horrific nature of this crime. So during the officers had contacted him before, but during the contacts, officers could not confirm if he was him, due to him and his mother providing fake names and failed to properly identify Farias. When officers questioned if he was Farias, they were repeatedly told that he was her nephew. So they thought they convinced the officers, fake ID and lies, and they had no other way to tell. I guess to do a DNA, they didn't go that far, but they took the mother's word and the child's word, and she continued on with her abuse. She was slick. She was cunning, very slick woman to go out and get fake ID and fake everything and fake names, and she was a professional at this. I wonder if any other children that fell into her grasp, because this woman is very wicked. So he returned home on March 8th, and his mother deceived police that he was still missing. So, according to Fenner, he is still listed as a potential victim. So Harris County chief and everybody said they declined to charge Farias' mother for making fictitious names and fake ID. He said his mother could be reported or detained for filing false missing person report or failing to let police know he was no longer missing, which would be a Class C misdemeanor. So they're not worried about a Class C misdemeanor. This woman has a Class A felony, a Class 1 felony. She is definitely not worried about something that you get a ticket or a 30 days in jail for a week in jail. They want to lower the boom on her because she lowered the boom on her son. So then, during an interview with investigators, Farias, the son that was missing, reported to detectives that there was no sexual abuse that he experienced during the time he disappeared. It was not disclosed if he or his mother experienced mental illness. So Farias said he is safe and currently with his mother by choice. Here's a fact. He's a grown man, 17 years old. That's an adult in the state of Texas. So the investigation is still ongoing and active as investigators continue to follow many tips, leads, and evidence in the case, including contacts from relatives and medical professionals. So she still has her game going. She still is playing the system. That's what she's doing. She's playing the system, and she's taught her son to protect her, and probably telling him he going to juvenile. Nobody want him. But anyway, she is doing all the wrong things to this boy. She's continuing the lies, continuing the cover-ups. But I believe he has told other people something totally different, but maybe he just don't want to see his mom going to jail or something. Is still, that's why they're still investigating, because this, I mean, what she did was it's a lot to uncover. Just telling the story to somebody else may be they may just want a little more evidence to bring her to justice. So the stepsister of Rudy Farias' mom is speaking out after new allegations surfaced about his disappearance Wednesday. After Farias and his mother met with the Houston Police Department, new alleged details began to emerge, and more people, including neighbors and families, began to speak out. So about time somebody, they got to know this was the same child. She didn't even switch homes. A young adult. Now somebody got to know that this was some criminal activity going on. One of those family members was Pauline Sanchez Rodriguez, who said she was the stepsister of Farias' mom, Janie Santana, Rudy's aunt. And Bryce Newberry reported that everything coming out to the light, and she believes Santana has been lying about Farias' whereabouts the entire time. So it sounds like it's a bunch of lies to uncover. So stepsister said she came to the neighborhood to see if she could find him. Rodriguez said, "I fear for Rudy Farias' life." According to Rodriguez, her mom was married to Santana's dad at one point in time. When asked if they had a good relationship, Rodriguez said, "No, I have to say no." Rodriguez alleged all of Farias' aunts had a close relationship with him, but he seemed afraid to talk. So she had him pretty much tortured him and brainwashed him into not saying nothing, I guess. He was afraid because his mom manipulated him and kept him from spending time with us, talking to us, socializing with his cousins, and that's wrong. So she was hiding him because she didn't want the truth to get out. Despite claims that Farias was missing, Rodriguez said she felt otherwise. "I knew it. My heart, I go with my heart, with what my heart tells me. You have 5 senses. I have my 6th sense," Rodriguez said. Yeah. Keisha Ross lives down the street from Farias' mom. She knew him as Dolph, so they had been switched his name up to Dolph now, and said she was saw him regularly. She didn't know that was the same person. "He never came in my garage with a sober mind, never," Ross said. "One thing he said to me was he didn't want to be at home because his mom got on his nerves." So, kids say that. That's not nothing alarming. They be on your nerve, but now you got on their nerve. But he had more to tell. He just said that he left it lightly. He didn't tell the whole story. So, according to Quanell, he wouldn't speak in front of his mother during the meeting. with HPD. They took her to another room and kept her there for a minute after he confided in us what was said. You know, when she was in the room, he wouldn't say nothing. So he was, I guess, afraid of her, brainwashed. She's had all her life to make him do what she wanted him to do, because, you know, she birthed him, but she raised him and brainwashed him and molded him into what she wanted to sound like. I'm not gonna say it, but, you know, she did the wrong thing. So the boy was hidden in plain sight right in his neighborhood. He wasn't missing at all. She would take him to work with her. She had a security job and force him to do the work she was supposed to do. I don't know how that worked. I guess he was walking around with the security clothes, or I don't know. She had some cleaning up to do. I don't know what he had to do, but seemed like she made him do her job, is what they're saying. So that's definitely slavery. So, but he was using a different name. As for the police, they released a statement Wednesday saying that they would be available to discuss further details at the HPD headquarters today. So we may be getting some updates on this, but I'm sure she's going to jail. This woman is going to jail. This woman is in Houston, Texas, and the stuff that they claim that they have done. Maybe they're trying to get more evidence, or trying to get the son to speak. He's back at home with her. I'm sure she done lectured him to death. Told him he's gonna be out on the street, or he's gonna, you know, if she go to jail, you know, he ain't gonna have no mama, he ain't gonna have nowhere to go. So a lot of times you tell a kid all of that, and you've been taking care of them, they're not gonna want to turn on you without somewhere to go. So she's probably crying and pleading to him that she's gonna stop, or, you know, just further manipulation is what I believe. But hopefully some way they can separate them two, and a family member will pick up Farias, and, you know, can't say child protective because he's 25 now, but, you know, I guess once you get grown, there's nothing you could do. But it's got to be something that somebody has to separate them two, in order for him to tell the truth. So Farias' mother told a news station, Carly Peel, he was in bad shape physically and mentally, and when he was found. He reportedly had several bruises, burns, and scrapes on his body. Now, where did he get that from if he was with his mom? At the time Rudy's disappearance, investigators said they did not suspect foul play. So they didn't believe none of the stories. It's like I don't. Nobody thought that this woman was so dangerous to her own child, because you don't normally see a mother that is going this far with a child. You know, we've seen some beatings, we've seen some some abuse, murder, but she tried to pick up every crime that you can pick up against a human being, and she did it with her own child. So hopefully that we will be giving you an update on this story to further raise funds for Farias. So we hope that he gets better, he gets the help that he needs, and he can begin his journey of healing. Thank you all for listening, and hopefully you will support the community and support Farias to start a better life.